Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about something that has truly helped transform my life for the better, and that topic is fasting. I personally have a lot of good things to say about fasting, but before we get into that, I want to cover some surface level information regarding fasting, what it is, what are the benefits, and of course, I'll share my personal experience so that by the end of this video, you have a lot to take away from this. So let's get right into it. What is fasting? Fasting is an act of refraining from either food, drink, or both by your own choice for a definite time. It can be done partially for a particular food or as total abstention, in which no food or liquid is consumed for 1 or more days. Along with religious or spiritual significance for some people, fasting has been shown to be good for you since it offers a ton of health benefits if done properly. There are many different ways to fast. You can simply fast by abstaining from food for 16 hours in a day and eat within an 8-hour window. This is known as intermittent fasting, and it is very safe and manageable. And with intermittent fasting, you can eat 2 meals a day, one at the beginning of the feeding window and one at the end. So say if your 8-hour window began at noon, you would enjoy a nice lunch and later in the evening have supper, but no later than, say, 7 o'clock. Another variation of fasting is known as OMAD, or 1 meal a day. OMAD follows the same principles as intermittent fasting. You're just having 1 meal instead of 2. And of course, there are other variations of fasting. I just wanted to cover the basic ones that are pretty straightforward and the ones that I have personally experienced. Now that we have an idea of what fasting is, I want to share the amazing health benefits that one can get from doing this. First of all, we have to talk about detoxification. When no food is consumed by the body turns to the fat deposits for energy, which releases chemicals from the fatty reserves and results in the eradication of these chemicals through the organs. It has been well favored by Ayurvedic therapy for cleansing and correcting the imbalances in the body. Next, we have mental health. After fasting, the blood is filled with better levels of endorphins, which makes you more alert and provides you with a feeling of good mental health. And studies have also provided evidence of healthy aging of the brain, which is attributed to calorie restriction and intermittent fasting. The effects of fasting are considered similar to that of exercise. Effective chemotherapy studies have demonstrated that a change in the levels of glucose due to fasting proves beneficial for the effectiveness of chemotherapy performed against tumors. Fasting for a defined period may stimulate changes related to the protection of body cells and may be favorable for patients suffering or undergoing tumor therapy. We also have the obvious of combating obesity. Fasting has been used to combat obesity for a long time. Studies have demonstrated positive results with respect to average weekly weight loss that occurred in the patients after fasting. It triggers the liver enzymes and breaks fat and cholesterol into essential bile acids, which stimulate the metabolism and convert the surplus fat into heat. It also helps you avoid overeating as it regulates the hunger hormone levels, ghrelin. Regular fasting has also shown to improve eating patterns over time, and healthy intestines fasting helps reverse the age-related decline in intestinal stem cell functioning. Studies also say that during fasting, the cells break down fatty acids instead of glucose, and this helps the cells become more regenerative. And there's a plethora of other benefits, such as fasting alleviating rheumatoid arthritis, I hope I pronounced that right, helps with pancreatitis, general healing, skin cares, and releases growth hormones. But now I want to go on to share about my experience with fasting. First, we have to start from the beginning. I first started intermittent fasting about 2 years ago. I was about 195 to 200 pounds, and this was during the beginning of my self-improvement journey. I first heard about intermittent fasting and what it can do for you, and I decided to try it out. I would only eat from noon onwards and not after 7 or 8 o'clock. And not only that, but I decided to restrict my diet to only healthy foods, no junk, processed foods, and the whole 9 yards. I pretty much maintained a fresh fruit, vegetables, and clean meat diet with only water to drink. In about 3 to 6 months after doing this, I felt more energized, more drive to get things done, and I had more mental clarity. I realized that I had brain fog, which was pretty alarming since it's one of those things that you may not realize that you're having it until you become conscious of it. Pretty freaky stuff. And about 2 years later, I weighed about 168 to 170 present day. And not only that, but my allergies are practically non-existent. I feel much better physically, mentally, and even spiritually speaking. You know, it's really remarkable as to what fasting has done for you. And that reminds me, to better understand what fasting has done for me, I also want to talk about me experimenting with deviating from the fasting path and sort of resorting back to a standard American diet just to see how it would make me feel in comparison to fasting. And it was a night and day difference. You see, whenever I started to have junk processed and restaurant food, I felt depressed. I felt unmotivated. I don't want to do anything. I just didn't feel like doing anything. My body felt acidic. I kind of felt sick sometimes, and mucus would actually build up in my throat. It's disgusting, right? You know, basically, I'm worse off in every single way compared to a fasted state. There's also one thing that fasting has taught me, in that you don't really need to eat 3 meals a day. You don't even need to eat every day, period. If you eat 3 home-cooked meals a day, I'm willing to argue that you're doing yourself a disservice. So let's consider how much money you spend eating 3 home-cooked meals a day, 7 days a week, compared to, say, 1 good meal, home-cooked meal a day, 7 days a week. So that's 84 meals a month versus about 30 meals a month. Let's use the average cost of a house meal being $5 for easy numbers after all smart shopping is considered. We're using simple and easy numbers here. So if you had 84 meals a month, 3 meals a day at about $5 per meal, you're looking at about spending at least $420 on food, assuming you never go out to eat or anything like that. But if you instead implemented OMAD into your lifestyle, ate 1 meal a day, that's about 30 meals a month instead, and we could cut that cost from $420 right down to $150, and you save roughly about $270. That's almost $300 a month that you would be saving if you implemented 1 meal a day into your lifestyle. And honestly, ask yourself, what can I do with an extra $300 per month? You know, so just look into that for yourself and see if it's right for you. I think that everybody should honestly at least give fasting a try. That's just my personal opinion. And of course, if you want to try fasting, you really should consult your doctor before you try a lifestyle change like this. Just gotta put it out there, because honestly, you never know. Somebody could hurt themselves. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, please leave a like. It really helps the channel grow. This is a channel where I talk about all things self-improvement, living our lives to the absolute fullest, and doing so from a spiritual lens. If you learned anything new or want to request a video that I make on a particular topic, leave a comment down below and I'd be happy to address it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification so that every time I release a new video, you guys will be notified. Again, thank you very much for watching, and in my native tongue, I say, ha home.